Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are on our way to Moho. We've got the Moho ship I have created. I used up some of the ore I accidentally brought along with me to create a science package, so we can get the science and then transmit it all. And also I was thinking I could convert one of my engineers into a scientist and actually use this science lab if I really want to, but I don't think that's strictly necessary. We have also apparently completed a contract of some sort. We have started constructing the first station around the sun. Oh, I think because that's hilarious. We've performed a docking maneuver on the sun. I didn't, though. All I did was create this thing. It must have counted as a docking maneuver. That's pretty funny. I wonder what that is. But anyway, I did all the busy work getting up to this point, and now it's time to do this thing. You notice we've got 1647 meters per second, 1650 total on this guy. And we need 1294 for the burn, and we also still have somewhere in here. Actually, it's in here, isn't it? We still have a bunch of ore, so we can create more fuel. So with any luck, we're going to have probably over $2,000 of Delta V left to slow down at Moho. And we are, of course, over the time of the burn, but this far out in the orbit of the sun, it really doesn't matter that much when you burn exactly. Couple minutes isn't going to make a difference. And I, by the way, leveled up my Kerbals. Mariah can now aim at a maneuver node, which is always nice. Also, I noticed I've got trilateral symmetry on the lander here, and I've also got burner engines on the sides of it, which means they're not set up optimally. Oh well, what are you going to do? I mean, one thing I can do is throw this away and build a new one out of the first load of ore we bring up, but might not want to do that. Periapsis of 15 is probably fine. Now, the big thing here, we want to just stop our orbit. That's the only thing we want to do at the beginning, is get into orbit of Moho. And that's going to cost us a massive 2437, which is a lot more than I was hoping we would need. But we are already converting to liquid fuel and oxidizer, and ideally we will have more than that when the time comes. Let's find out if that's actually true, because the next thing to happen is in 41 days, this guy is going to get in Kerbin Sphere of Influence. It's all about shedding mass by losing this ore and then also gaining fuel. And we don't have enough to reach orbit. We don't have enough to reach orbit, which means we need to turn these guys on. We got 39 days to solve this problem. We turn off this. That's going to give us 2475. That gives us enough to get into orbit, which I think is all we can hope for right now. Let's go ahead and... Oh, he's already got max of fuel. That's annoying. Okay, so we're gonna have to transfer from him into them. What I'm doing here is I'm making room in the center tank so I can transfer these guys into that center tank. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. Okay, so we can get into orbit, but we can't land anything. So we're going to have to send fuel to Moho. There's no other way around it. We're going to have to send at least, I would say, 3 orange tanks, maybe 4, because we're going to need to fill up all 3 of these guys and fill this up. So I think actually bringing that ore along, because it was so inefficient to drag the ore along, it actually lowered our total Delta V, which is annoying. But okay, let's find out when the next Kerbin to Moho window is. And the cats are going crazy. See, this is, yeah, you know what? I'm going to that's awesome. Oh, this is like off-centered here. We could actually go right now, and it would cost $6,000 total. So let's head back to Kerbin and fix that. I will be back in a moment. Okay, it's been more than a few seconds. I have done a whole bunch. I built the ship. I launched it. It is on its way to Moho. It's called the Moho Fueler 2. It'll be at its maneuver node in 98 days. There's nothing special about it, so I just don't always have the spare time that I want to have. So I decided to go ahead and just do it. And for some reason the game decided to slow down 4 days ahead of the maneuver node. Oh, it slowed down because we entered Eve's Sphere of Influence. We are doing the Gilly all in one, and this is the burn that is going to get it an encounter with Gilly. It's very exciting. Very exciting. And we can point to the maneuver node because is it that homeless curb? Yes, it is. He is the man. Like a moron, I never activated staging on these guys. So midway through this burn, I'm going to kick these things off. And let's try to get them all set up here as quickly as possible. And get rid of them. Okay, let's get rid of them. X. Decouple. Decouple Z. There we go. We're losing a lot of thrust. And we're losing... What did I just destroy? I just destroyed the antenna. And I haven't recovered in a while. I'm going to quote-unquote fix that because I have an engineer on board who's level 3 and he should be able to fix it. Of course, the burn is a lot longer now that I've dropped those things. What are you going to do? Well, I screwed that one up. Yeah, the burn being so much longer was actually very different from what it said it would be. And now I have no idea what I'm supposed to do to make it better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait in orbit here. Maybe out here somewhere. Let's do it at the apoapsis. I'm going to speed up just a little bit. Not that much. Get a connection here. We're going to have to go a few orbits here to get ourselves set up correctly. But yeah, I'm gonna burn to connect here, and then we're going to just wait until we have a good connection. I'll probably go around in orbit and then burn there to find a connection with Gilly. This is the boring, annoying part of the game, so I will be back when we actually have a connection. And with 512 meters per second left in the tank and a 96 meter per second burn to get to the surface of Gilly, we are coming in, and it looks like we're going to hit the surface, but I'm going to assume for the moment that map mode is correct, and we are going to pass over this surface. I know sometimes Gilly is wrong about that. Let's go ahead and aim at that maneuver node. Also going to close all my solar panels, which I still haven't fixed. Maybe I'll close all but one of them. And we'll close that last one when the time comes. Also, fix my antenna. Oops, I said I was going to close it, then I said I wasn't. We've got $4,000 in the tank. We should be fine. Okay, it's a 54 meter per second burn, which is a lot. I still also don't think we're going to make it, so let's go ahead and do this. I want to mostly clear this rise so we're right near the North Pole. And we definitely would have crashed. Still might. We'll probably be okay now. Now the big idea with this ship is that Gilly is so ridiculously low gravity that, let's go into surface mode, that we can just slow down and fall down onto our landing gear. That's the plan, at least. And the gravity is so low that with 400 meters per second of fuel, we should be able to hop probably a dozen times. Well, maybe not a dozen. We probably at least 5 times. Okay, this rise looks like a really good spot, like right here. Because it'll probably be in the sun pretty much all the time. just going to aim a retrograde now. Yeah, like this right here would be perfect. Waited a little too long. No big deal. We're still at escape velocity, even though we're only going 30 meters per second. Yeah, I want to come down like right here. Looking good. Wow, 4-second burn. That's what garbage engines do, but I didn't want the thrust away to be crazy on the surface. It was already 72. This looks like a really good spot to land. Hopefully there's ore here. Okay, and then just turn this, and eventually we'll come down. We're even facing the sun. Oh, back to the sun, same diff. Nice. A little bounce had never hurt anybody. Let's turn SAS off, so we'll eventually come to a stop. We're getting ore, and we are. Oh wow, it's actually a really good ore rate. Surface harvester ore full. Oh, the ore tank is. I blocked it off so that I wouldn't accidentally put anything in it. There we go. We're still not getting any ore. Oh, it's only a 3% load. That's why we're not getting any, because it's taking too long. I speed up time a little bit, though. Still not getting any ore. Oh, are we converting it? Yes, we are converting it to liquid fuel and oxidizer. So let's turn that off for a second. Now we're getting ore. Okay, everything works. So now all we need to do is load this thing up and be ready for the next thing. So that homeless curb and that homeless curvette have their home. We are going to start metal refining. We're going to start liquid fuel, oxidizer, liquid fuel, and oxidizer. We don't want monoprop. And we are good to go. Also, any now contracts for things around Eve, we can easily create them here and then fly them into Eve for very, very cheap. But that's all in the future. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, be able to scroll and talk at you later.